I gave guardianship of my son to my aunt over my mother after I die of my terminal cancer. Plus, all updates. I, 21 male, have a son who just turned 1. His mom, who was my girlfriend, died in labor, along with the other baby she was carrying. I was diagnosed with terminal cancer 3 months ago, and I don't have very long left, 2 months at most. I have accepted that I'm going to die, but now I have to think about what's best for my son. I had to decide who my boy would go to, and I thought my mother, 55, naturally, but then I started to think of her situation as my older, 29, lives with her, along with his 5 kids all aged under 5, and I decided not to. As mom works, and my brother TBH isn't really raising his kids, more dragging them up and can be neglectful. I wasn't going to put my son in that environment as I want someone to actually care for him. So I then thought of my aunt, 33, on my dad's side. She is a good mother, and her husband a good father to their 3 girls, and I know they could provide for my son. I asked them and they agreed. My mother, however, found out that I wasn't leaving my son with her, and she got angry with me, that she's losing me and now losing her grandson. I gave her my reasons and that she realistically can't raise him while she's basically raising a man-child and his kids. It all ended in an even bigger argument, and now I'm cooling off at home. I understand that things are terrible for her right now as I won't be here soon, but my aunt is a much better choice. It's not like my son won't know who she is, as the walk between hers and my aunt's is only 5 minutes. Am I the asshole? Update 15 days later. First of, I'd like to say thanks to everyone who gave their suggestions and well wishes. Unfortunately, I didn't get to read everybody's comments as there are too many, but thanks to everyone anyway. Now on to the update. I gave my mother a few days to calm herself down before speaking to her again. She eventually came around. She recognizes that it's not optimal for my son to stay with her and that he would be better with my aunt. She knows that my brother is a slob and is giving him a good kick up the ass to get his life together and shit. I have spoken with a lawyer who has helped me with a lot of things, including getting my son legally adopted by my aunt and her husband. He will still be staying with me until I pass. As a lot of you suggested, I made recordings and videos of myself giving him advice for his milestones. For example, when he loses his first tooth, turning the ages 10, 13, 16, 18, 21, his first girlfriend or boyfriend if he likes, I've made a video in case he is in any way LGBT+, leaving secondary school, going university, getting married, or if he has any kids. There are also things I've put into writing, like how his mother died and that he was supposed to grow up with a twin brother that also sadly passed. I've also had my lawyer help me set up a little trust to will him $40,000 from my girlfriend's father when he died. She put the money in a joint bank account that I got when she passed, in case he needs help with university or decides to go traveling. All I have to do now is to enjoy the time I have left with him. I've moved my younger brother into my flat so that there will be someone to find me every day for when I go. When I'm gone, I can at least be comforted by the fact that the son I love so much is being taken care of, and that I will see the girl I love again and our other angel I never got to meet. Thank you all again, edit. This is OP's brother writing this edit. He has since died. Final update from OP brother 1 month later.
My brother is dead, and the family can't handle it. This account isn't mine, but the one my brother had when he needed advice for his son. He has since died. Terminal cancer killed him in his sleep about 3.5 weeks ago, and my family is in bits over it. I was living with him in his final months to help him with looking after his son and to keep an eye on him. I was the one that found him, and I'm constantly going back to the night before, when we had a few drinks and played on an old PS2 he had revisiting our childhood. Last time I saw him alive, he said he was going to bed, gave me a massive hug, and checked in on his son before calling it a night. The next morning when I found the body, I called my mom, I called my dad. I was so scared I didn't know what to do. Next thing I remember was his body being taken out of the flat. Since then, we've had the funeral. My nephew is now living with my aunt, and the family is just constantly going over things. Mom feels guilt over the arguments she had with him. Dad feels guilt about leaving when we were all younger, and my older brother hates himself because he feels like he was a terrible sibling. Why was it him that got cancer? He had already been through so much and now he is gone. How is that fair? How will that little boy of his grow up not knowing who his daddy was? I've been over to my aunt's every day to see him, to feel close to my brother, but I'm just keep going from sad to furious with some occasional numbness. I know a lot of people on here spoke to him, and he was so grateful for their advice, and I want to say thank you to them. But now I want to know, how do I deal with his loss?
What do you guys think? Let's discuss in the comments. Follow and like for more stories.